Maybe let's change this. No, that's not what I want to do. That's not what I want to do either. All right, we'll leave this for now. Let me see. Let me refresh my Facebook. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Good morning.
Let me check my LinkedIn. Let's see. If you are hearing me and seeing me, hearing us and seeing us actually, just let me know. We are supposed to be live on LinkedIn and live on Facebook and live on YouTube.
Hmm hmm
I think we are live on Facebook. I'm seeing that, yes. And
Leave a
I'm waiting for my LinkedIn to refresh a little bit so that I could see if I'm live on LinkedIn. I think I am.
Let's see
All
here.
right, okay. And it looks like we are live.
Nice. Hello, everyone.
We're
Good
live, yes.
morning.
You see, seeing us live, Ray?
Yep.
Yeah, it looks good. Good morning, everybody. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. That's like my standard now because, we have persons joining us from all around the world, and I am always excited to chat with persons and to find out where they are from. So let me know one, where in the world you are joining me from, and of course, what platform you are seeing me on right now. Ray and I did say that we would be coming back for a second live, and here we are. And I'm
hmm
very
Yep.
excited about our workshop that is going to take place this Saturday, June the 29th. So feel free to put any comments. If you're hearing me, seeing me, that's important because we're going to chat about the workshop this morning here, and let you know more about it, right? So I'm seeing I'm live and I'm good to go. And I'm going to just remove this. And just reintroduce myself. My name is Debbie Jolie, and I am a marketing strategist, a marketing consultant out of Trinidad and Tobago, which is the most southern Caribbean island. And I've been in that marketing space for maybe about 15 years or so. So I've been a marketing manager for a number of firms, and I also teach marketing and entrepreneurship in a number of tertiary schools right here in Trinidad. So I'm excited about this workshop, and I'm excited about this collaboration. And we've had amazing feedback. So Ray, I give you the floor to introduce yourself. Reintroduce yourself.
Yes. Nice. Nice. So, hey, everyone. I'm Rehan. I am a content marketer, also based in Trinidad and Tobago. And I've been in content creating and marketing for the better part of like 10 years. Very excited to be part of this workshop. I'm excited to teach and show and share with you guys some of the little tips and tricks that I've learned along my content journey. So yeah, um, excited to be here with you, Debbie. And what will we be talking about today?
So we are breaking down the entire workshop and what it entails and what persons could get out of it. And just to give some background here, the workshop is a face-to-face workshop at Cipriani College. So thank you so much to Cipriani College for sponsoring it. It takes place from 9 to 1:30. You will have some brunch there, and we're kind of breaking it up in two core sections. I kind of gonna go first and deliver, and then Ray, and of course we have a practical aspect, so that will be great. And of course the workshop, we'll talk a little bit about more about who it is for, but of course the workshop is really meant to help persons understand more about content creation, content marketing, and how to use the tools that they have, which is their smartphone, to help them, create the best type of content to connect with their audience, right? I don't know if I left out anything there, Ray, in terms of a synopsis of what it
Nah,
is.
nah, I think you hit the nail on the head. The most critical thing being using your smartphone. I think
Yes,
that's the biggest misconception
yes,
that people think they need a big camera, they need like all
yes,
the fancy equipment. So this workshop
yes.
is really geared towards showing you just how much you can do with what you have.
With you, exactly, with what you have. So I want to jump straight into maybe persons not knowing who this is for, right? And who our target audience is for. And I'll give a little backdrop on why and how we initially decided to do the workshop. I speak to a number of entrepreneurs like consultants and project managers and persons who have been running a business for a very long time and they have realized that, hey, we are in a digital space and now they have to, create their digital brand and so on. And there's some apprehension there, with those persons. So that's one target audience that we'll be looking at. Consultants, entrepreneurs, persons who have their business for a while, they want to get into the digital space or are already in the digital space but are apprehensive. As we had someone on the live last week, Tony mentioned using Zoom to record. So we're gonna kind of get into how you can use this device that you have on your person every single day, how you're going to use that, right? The other big group for me is also, I see in our organizations a lot of administrative assistants kind of pushed into the realm of being a social media manager. And they may not necessarily have the background or the skill set to understand content creation. So this is also really, really good for persons who have to manage it in their organizations, right? Or who have been tasked to manage it and put out content. So it's going to be going to be very, very informative for that particular group, right? And Ray, what are the groups we have? I know we have content creators and so on
So
that we
the
targeted.
the content creators and stuff are like a given. It's always good to get the practice in, learn like what are the new techniques and different ways of creating content. Like that's really top of mind in terms of like who this is for. But I'm really interested to see how you mentioned those administrative assistants, persons who have like some form of business and need to share it online, who aren't creative. I think this workshop is a great opportunity for persons who feel like I'm not creative, I can't make content, but you have a phone. I think this is a fantastic workshop for you as well, because we're really going to break down the process of how to make things super simple, and you can make content without the like the fear of, oh no, I'm not creative enough. And there's a lot of things we're going to go into, not in this live stream, at the workshop. So you're going to have to register and sign up and
Yes,
come to see what we're going to be talking about for that. But I think persons, small business owners who
yes,
think, like they aren't creative, but they want to make content. I think
correct.
admin assistants, as you mentioned, and persons also, very interestingly enough, and this is a little bit of a curveball, persons who want to document, but not necessarily share. So let's say you're nervous, you can't get over that hump of posting just yet, but you still want to document your processes, document like your day, that kind of thing. I think this is a great stepping stone to get over that hump. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm
I'll
excited
pass it back
about
over
it.
to you.
Yeah, it has a lot of I think it has a lot of, it's quite broad in terms of the workshop, in terms of who we can help. and of course, the types of things that they will learn. And as you mentioned, a consultant or a project manager or engineer might say, well, I don't know how this is going to benefit me, but as you rightfully said, there are lots of things that you may need to document to share with clients, or document that you need to share with suppliers. So you're going to actually learn how to begin to create content. It may not be content for mass media, but it might be more in a B2B space, and that is
Mhm.
also extremely helpful for persons. So,
Or even internal use. Like
right,
I find that content has become a term where when you think content, you think mass media. It needs to be posted
yes,
on socials and
yes,
stuff like that. But
yes,
it's content is also used internally only, and
absolutely,
it's someone who needs to be able to create that content for, be it internal presentations and these kinds of things. So the techniques that we're gonna be learning and sharing on the day is all gonna tie in to what you
very
can
true.
do.
Excellent. So great. So, Ray, let's talk a little bit about what persons will learn from the workshop, right? For me, I think the big thing, and that really is, it kind of, I guess it deals with the topics a little bit, right? So, one of the things, I have two big core topics that I'm going to break down, right? One is the whole idea of content planning and content creation, which I think people at times say, I don't know what to say, I don't know what to talk about. And so we're going to break that down, right? How can we create content? How do we get ideas for content? And then how do we begin to plan it? Because that's important if you want to be consistent in terms of putting out the content. So that's what we're going to look at. One core space. The other thing that I see persons have a difficulty with now is understanding who they are speaking to through their content. So we're going to break down whether you are a real estate professional, whether you have, a retail store and you sell clothing, um, you are maybe a HR professional, who who are the people you need to be speaking to. So you need to understand who you're speaking to before you begin to create content. So that's another big space that I'm going to help them to sort of discover, understanding who is your target audience. That's something we talk about, a lot. Understanding your audience, which makes the connection with the content much more authentic and helps with conversion and all that stuff. Right. Kicking it off to you, Ray.
Right. So Debbie, as she mentioned, is going to be talking a lot about the planning aspect and understanding who the content you're going to be making it for, external, internal, so on and so forth. Where I come in, which I'm very excited about, is the tactics of it. How are you going to make this content? So I have a something, I don't know if it's like a coined term or whatever, but I'm calling it the 5-shot formula, which essentially is kind of like a toolkit for you to get in your bag and get dynamic shots based on the type of content that you want to make. And these 5 shots will cover pretty much everything that you need to create dynamic content. Um, that's all I'm gonna go into. It's gonna be very hands-on. It's gonna be very practical on the second half of the workshop. And I would like very much for those who will be in attendance to bring the equipment, and I say equipment with air quotes, that you want to use or already use for your content creation. So first and foremost, your phone, which we'll be using to make the piece on the day, as well as any tripods that you may use for stabilization. If it is you use lights, bring your lights. And most importantly, if you have any mics, bring your mic as well, because we'll be utilizing those to actually have you create a piece of content on the day that is shareable, postable, send it to your next of kin or what have you. But the 5-shot formula is the main crux of what I will be getting into, which is all about creating dynamic content in a simple, easy to understand, easy to follow type of manner, if that makes sense. All right.
Excellent. Yes, no, and it becomes a checklist so
Mhm.
that when they leave, they know exactly what at least this is at the core of what we are supposed to
Mhm.
be doing. And just to reinforce what Ray said, it is a practical session. It's not just about the theory and we're talking. You are at the end of the session, you are going to create a piece of content. So you do have to work with your smartphone, you do have to work with any mics you have, lighting, tripods. Ray is there, and we're going to really, give a lot of tips and advice, and that's what we're there for. And that's the exciting part of the workshop, right? So with that, I want to know if you have any final words, Ray, before I close off, before we close off there.
um I said it before and I'll say it again. Make sure and register.
Just
This is a workshop that I think, based on the interests and based on the conversations that's been had in behind the scenes leading up to this, I think
Yes,
it's something that people are really asking for. And yes, there's been workshops before on creating content and content marketing, but I think because of how active this is going to be, hands on and engaging, I think that's something that will be very beneficial to those in attendance. And I think it'll be worth your while. We're putting a lot
absolutely.
of us into this, and yeah,
Yes.
I think it'll be a good time.
Yes, it'll be an excellent time. So, folks, the registration link, I'm going to post the registration link in the comments so you'll have that. Feel free to reach out to Ray or myself. It is this Saturday, so you only have this week here, Monday to Friday here, to reach out and to book your spot. Again, uh, June the 29th, Cipriani College, 9 to 1:30 p.m. Shoot, edit, publish, a smartphone video storytelling workshop, right? We would love to have you guys there and love to interact. And, it's hands on, right? Hands on, very, very, very practical. So, thank you so much for joining me. Feel free to reach out to us, and we will see you guys soon. You guys take care.
All right. See you all on Saturday. Bye.
Yes. Bye bye.